Lives classroom, and I'm very excited to share with you guys about our new curriculum that we're starting this Sunday. And I want all of our teachers to be prepared and ready to use it. So I'm going to do a quick little video kind of explaining the basics for you. And then also the Sunday that you teach, I will help walk through it with you. And if I'm available, I will actually help with you one service so you make sure that you feel very comfortable and ready to teach these kids. I'm very excited. This curriculum is very streamlined. It's going to be very easy for all of our teachers to jump in and be on the same page and for our kids to know what's going on. So let me just set up a little bit of the background of this curriculum. This curriculum comes from Life Church, and their goal is to get curriculum into every church. And so they create this massive curriculum and they give it up for free. So that's very amazing. If you want to look at it yourself, you just go to the BibleAppForKids.com and it's all there for anybody to use. And they actually, the one really cool thing about this curriculum is they have an app with it for your own kids. So at home, parents can go on the app and they can find the story that we're doing, and they have different interactive activities on the app for the parent and the kid to interact during the week. So one of the bases of this curriculum is that kids, when they're little, they learn by repetition. And you guys can probably remember when you were little, you had a favorite movie that you watched over and over and over, and you could recite the same thing. So they're using those principles, and each month we'll actually have one story, Bible story, that we go over every week for the whole month. It'll be the same story, it'll be the same video that they watch every week, but then we'll have different things that we bring into it to highlight different parts of the story, to talk about how it can be used in different ways. And then each week the kid has a color sheet that they take home, and on the back is different family activities, and they're different activities to kind of go with a different aspect of the lesson. So by the end of the month, there's a memory verse we practice every week, so the kids should have their memory verse, be able to recite it pretty well. They'll know the story and should be able to recite the story to you and just have it down and have an understanding of the story. So this first month, what we're going through is the story of Jesus' 4 friends bringing him and lowering him through the roof. So that is the one we're going to work on this month. Next month, we'll have an Easter theme and so on. So here's the first thing I want you guys to see is in the back of me here is our new schedule for the kids to see. Now I am going to put up a time card over here on the shelving here so you guys can see about what time each thing will be, so you can look to that. But this right here is for our kids, so our kids can see what's going on. And this is really important, especially if you have a kid that is nervous, or maybe they're ready to be done, or they're coming in crying. You can show them, look, this is what we're doing today. As we complete them, you can help me turn them around so you know exactly when mom and dad should be back. And it should really help with kids to have that streamlined understanding, knowing what's next. So we can see right over here is our first thing. I don't know if you can see it. It says play, refresh, okay? And the star is on that one. And what that means, it's going to be playtime and potty time. Okay, just like we already are doing in our classroom, we're having about 30 minutes of playtime and then ending with potty time. So that's the same. And once we're done with that, then we're going to take the star off and tell everybody, okay, we're done. We're going to clean up now. And we have a cleanup song that's on our YouTube playlist, so we can put the cleanup song on while we're cleaning up. All right, we're closing this up. We're cleaning up, and we flip it over. So we're going to flip it over so they can see that we're done, and we're going to move the star to prop talk. Okay, once everybody's got it all cleaned up and everything, we'll have everyone come gather on the star, and we're going to start our lesson on prop talk. Now, prop talk isn't going to be very long, 2-3 minutes at the most. Maybe, it's not meant to be long. It's just to be an introduction into the lesson before we start worship. So we'll have our kids sit on our X, and then this is what you'll need. You'll need a sheet that says prop talk. Now we're doing prop talk A for the first week. Prop talk B is for the second week. C is for the third week. D is for the fourth week, and so on. And on these guides, they tell you exactly what to do. Okay, it says here, first, helping hands. Directions on the back, really the directions are on the side. Right here, it says hold up clappers for kids to see. So when you're gonna do your prop talk, all the props you need are gonna be right over here in our cabinet, okay? Now I have it down here next to me, but I have this blue basket designated for our props, for our prop talk, and it'll be right over here in our cabinet. So them over here in the cabinet, I'll show you. Right here is gonna be our basket with our props. So when you come in, you know where they are. These are gonna be shelves with our lessons that we need. So I have lesson 1 out, but here's for next week. Here's for the next week. Here's for the next week. These are extra color sheets, okay? And stickers. So everything you need is nicely organized in the cabinet you can find easily. Okay, back to the prop talk. Let me put my phone back down. Okay, so when you got your prop talk, this week it says to have clappers. Well, I found these, couldn't find nice big clappers, so I got these little clappers. And then I got these other little noise makers. They just swing them around. Okay, it's supposed to be easier to swing. There we go. Okay, hand out some of these to your kids that they each have one. That's what it is telling you to do. It says hold up. It's telling you exactly what to do on the thing. Hold up the clappers for the kids to see. Say, these are helping hands. When we see a friend help someone, we'll shake them and say, you cared. Okay, so then we'll pass them out to the kids and then pretend to fall down. And you'll be like, oh, fall down. Oh no, friends, I've fallen down. Can somebody help me up? And you can pick a kid to come help you up. It's telling you, I'm just reading you exactly what it says right here. So it's so easy. And then you'll say to your friend, oh, you cared. Everybody shake their hand and say, you cared. And there's 3 things they're gonna have you do. Fall down. The next thing they'll have you do is to pretend to be sad and have somebody make you happy. Okay, I think you only have to do 2 things on here. So I just want to show you it's so easy. You walk right through what it says to do, have your kids. It's just to help the kids understand that we can help people. We can help people. So props in the basket. Once you're done with prop talk, all right, you're like, okay guys, we're done with prop talk. You're gonna move it to the next thing. This says song and story. So for song and story, we're going to turn on our YouTube worship list and we're going to do about 3 songs, worship songs that you want to choose. Okay, so you can pick whichever songs you want to do that's on our worship list, or if you know other songs that you want the kids to do, they're all in there. Pick the songs, do the actions. Now this is key. When you turn the songs on, don't just turn the songs on and stand here. You've got to do all the actions with the kids. You got to clap your hand. You got to do all the actions and be very excited. Enter into worship. Remember, we're here to be children's ministers, and we're going to allow God's presence to demonstrate through us. So make sure that when we have worship on, you are worshiping. You are doing the actions. You are encouraging kids. If you see someone do the actions really well, oh, great job. You're doing awesome. Okay, so that's during the song time. Pick 3 songs, and then the story time. You'll have everybody come back in their X, and we have story cards, and it's really going to be fun and really simple. Each lesson has 5 story cards that have a picture, and on the back it has the words also, so you don't have to look around to try to read it. You can hold it just like this and read the story to them. Okay, we have 2 sets of story cards, the same story cards for each lesson, because then you could give one of your helper the other set and they can sit with some kids so the kids can all see them. Okay, so you could sit with some kids and show them the pictures, pass them around if you want, so that you have 2 sets of story cards to interact with the story. On your lesson, this is what it's going to look like. You're just going to grab it. It says small group leader guide, okay? So this is a small group leader guide, and it tells you right up here what to do first. And it's telling you what to do. Introduce yourself. Say the question. There's a question right here. Whoop, right there. Question. How does God help you be a good friend? And let the kids answer. And then they want you to practice the memory verse. Okay, guys, we're going to practice our memory verse. Share with God's people who are in need. Romans 12:13. Now, don't worry, they don't need to do it perfect. This is just an introduction. In the movie, they're going to say it 3 times. And the movie itself is interactive, so you're going to interact with them too and say it in the movie 3 times. So it's just a quick introduction, so they have it there. Then you're going to go to your story, and it says read. Read. There we go. Okay, lay story card in order. Okay, so we've got story card 1, and it tells you what to do with each story card. Read the story card. You're going to ask this question. So you'll simply grab this, read the story card. There was a man who couldn't walk. Look, guys, he can't walk. His good friends carried him to Jesus, but the house was too full. Look at all these people. They can't get in. Okay, then you're going to go to this question. Why did the man need help? Boys and girls, why did the man need help? He couldn't walk. Yes, his friends carried him. Now there's an action. Pretend to carry something heavy. Yes, his friends carried him. Let's all pretend to carry something heavy. Ugh, his friends carried him. Okay, and then you do the same thing. You repeat the process for all the story cards down to 5. When you've completed all the story cards, each week there's going to be a little different review. The first week is just kind of going back through, holding up the picture and say, what did the friends do here? Yes, let's do it. They carried him. And then holding up the next card and reviewing. Some weeks you'll mix up the cards and see if the kids can put them in order. You'll play different games, and each small group has a different activity that you'll do each week. Once you've completed the story, it says right over here, how to wrap up. This is just a little talk that you can have with the kids. This one just says, the man had good friends. Who are your friends? And you can talk with the kids about their friends and just interact and share, maybe even share about your friends, and then end in prayer. Just praying for nothing too complicated. Maybe some of the kids will talk about a friend that they had and they missed, so they don't get to see. So this would be a great time for you just to pray for them, pray comfort for them, just interact with the kids. So that's the end of story time. It's all on this one sheet of paper. Last week when I did it at nursery, I just laid it right down in front of me. I was on the floor with the kids and just sharing the story. So make sure that you're down there, you're interacting, and you're with the kids. And then you'll be like, okay, boys and girls, we're done with story time. And you're going to move your star to the next one. Flip it over. Movie and music. Okay, so the movie and music time, it's all cued right on our YouTube playlist. You'll see the movie. Now, the first few minutes of the movie is another worship song. You can choose to do that worship song if you are feeling like the kids have a lot of energy and they're maybe not going to be able to sit. For the movie, do the worship song and then have everyone transition into sitting. If you feel like they don't need that worship song, just skip through the worship song and start the movie. This is a time that you'll have them sit at the table with their chairs. This will help them not to be wanting to run around. Sit at the table with their chairs. And if you want to serve snack, you can serve snack during movie time. It's really up to each teacher's preference whether we're going to serve snack or not and how the kids are doing. Normally we haven't served snack and the kids have been fine. We have noticed though that in second service, because it's right towards the end, it's towards lunch, that the kiddos that have been here first service got their donut first service and now are through second service, they're ready for a snack. So you can, if you want as a teacher, provide that snack. If you feel like they're doing great without a snack, you can forego that. It's up to the teacher's preference. Right over here below the sink, right there below the sink, I have all the snacks and I have cups for water. Everything's in there, and there's also gluten-free snacks. So make sure that the kids have their name tags, that they come in with their name tags so that you can see if they are gluten-free or dairy-free or any allergies. So that's a big thing. Before you do snack, you've got to know. So if you don't make sure parents have tags on, or kids have tags on when they come in, it's going to be hard to know if they have any allergies. So it's just kind of going to be a new culture thing that we're going to have to start instilling in families again. Hey, we got to get our name tags on our kids in this class because we serve snack, and we have to know. And we have to know how to get a hold of the parents. Every name tag should have a phone number so we could text or call a parent if there's an emergency. All right, so I am in the process of making name tags where you can write that in. If they come to the classroom and they don't have a name tag, then you'll have a little printable name tag that says name, phone number, allergies, and you can put that all in and write it in and then remind the parent next time to make sure they get a name tag. Okay, so back to movie and story. So during the movie, you're going to follow along on this adventure that they're taking to learn about how we can help others. And there's going to be a memory verse part, and you're going to learn actions as the teacher. We need you to be, I think the main character's name is Emily. She's going to say, okay, do it with me. We need you to participate as if you were Emily. Okay, do the actions. They're going to do the memory verse, and it's going to be like God's people, or let me see, what was it again? Oh, share with God's people who are in need. So they're just going to have an action verse. Share with God's people who are in need. And you're going to do that action verse with them. and help encourage the kids to do it. So if they're in their chairs, have them stand up. We're going to do the action first and kind of keep them interacting through the movie. There's also a worship time in the movie where they sing a few songs. So make sure that you're interacting with that song. Have the kids stand up and interact with that worship song and just make it a fun time. Okay, so once the movie's over, then we're gonna move and say, okay, movie and music is over. Boys and girls, let's clean up all of our snack stuff, move it all over here, and find a spot on the X, because we're gonna move to Picture Pass. Okay, this is Picture Pass. We're gonna move to Picture Pass. Now, Picture Pass is another short thing just to review what they've read. We will have, if you can see in Picture Pass, she has a bag. In the movie, Emily has a bag that she puts these pictures that help remind her how she can be a good friend. We have the picture passes right here. These are the things in the movie that she sees that helps her remind her to be a good friend. And we will have a bag. It's going to be right in the storage closet, so you'll be able to grab out the bag and say, look guys, I found Emily's bag. Let's see what's inside of it. Oh, it's Picture Pass. What is this? It's a drink. And right on the back, you can see it's telling you exactly what to do with this Picture Pass. It says what to do. Take out one picture, hold it up. And then it says for ages 2 to 3 and 4 to 5. And each week there's going to be a different question. So here we can see week 1, ages 4 to 5 to K. We say, what is it? A drink. And then it says, what does this drink remind us to do? Give people what they need. And the next week, there's going to be a different question, a different prompt to the Picture Pass. You're like, good job. Okay, and you'll pull out each Picture Pass, and you'll do that with each one. It's very quick. It's not meant to be a long, drawn-out thing, just something quick to help the kids review what they learned. Now, after Picture Pass time is done, then it's time. The next thing, it says table time or play and table time. So every week we have a take-home sheet. Okay, this is week 1 through the roof. This is the lesson we're doing. Jesus heals the paralyzed man. So this is time that they can color here, and then they can color in here. Okay, and it has the memory verse and different things. And then make sure you write their name on each one, because you want to send this home. I know that we've had a hard time leaving pictures in the classroom, so let's just try to get in the practice of making sure everyone takes it home, because on the back is the family challenge, and we want the families to interact and do this time with their kiddos. Okay, so every week they'll have this. So that's what the last one is. We'll move it and we'll say, okay guys, it's time to color our take-home sheet. Let's go sit back down at the table. Once they're done, that is time for them to have free time. And this is up to the teacher's discretion. If you want them to be able to go find anything they want, or if you guys want to do something as a group. So this is time you can interact and get on the floor. Maybe you pull out the blocks and we're going to build a tower. Maybe you come to the trains and we're going to work on trains. And over here we have extra things. You have Play-Doh. Over here you have the parachute. Parachute is so fun. Pull out the parachute and have all the kids have a ball, and they just love it, and they're interacting with you and they feel safe. And this is a great time that you can encourage and build up the children. There's also puzzles in here. So if we want to pull out puzzles and have puzzle time and have a few different puzzles kids are working at the end, you don't want to make a big mess. You don't want to pull out all the toys. You want to be able just to pick something small that we're all doing. Maybe we were all playing kitchen. Maybe we're all doing something that we can interact, or since you have a helper, you can break into 2 groups and have 2 activities going on, depending on the amount of time that you have left at the end. So, all right, guys, I think this is going to be awesome. If you guys have any questions, a few things. It's really easy to pick this up and go, but you do need to be able to review and know the gist of what you're going to say, because the kids can tell if you're sitting there reading it and then saying something, reading it and saying something. So there's 2 ways you can do that. You can come early and really work on it and practice. So you'd be here like at 8:15, 15 minutes going over the lesson, making sure you have a clear understanding of the point, and then coming to the huddle at 8:30. Or if you want, you can grab the sheets. You can grab these sheets the week before and take them home and practice them. But guys, these are laminated. They got to come back. I don't have an extra one. So you gotta bring, if you bring this home, you gotta bring it back for your lesson. And then the prop talk, you can't bring the picture passes home because they gotta stay here for that Sunday. The prop talk you can bring home. The only thing is I accidentally printed A on one side and B on the other. So if the person next week wants to take this home, they can't till it's over, till this week's over. Then the teacher that's going to do B could bring it home. Next month I'll make sure I have individual sheets, so you could bring it home if you wanted to practice it. Otherwise, just show up a few minutes early. Like I said, at least 15 minutes early on a Sunday morning so that you can go over it and make sure you're fresh and ready to go. Pick the after activity that you want. Don't wait till the end. Like, think about already in your head, we're gonna do Play-Doh first service, and second service, we're gonna do the parachute. Okay, so just think of the after activity. A few other things that I wanted to share with you that I put in the room so that you guys can all see. Over here by the sink. I'm trying to see if I can flip the screen, but it's not letting me. So I'm gonna turn it. By the sink area here, I have a disciplinary plan. Okay, there you can see. Sometimes we have to, we have kids with some issues. So really it just goes, redirect the kids, okay? Ask them if this is how God is wanting them to behave. The second time, talk to them about their behavior. Ask them, hey, how does God want you to behave? What should we do different? If they've hurt someone, have them apologize, okay? If it happens again, then we're gonna have them sit in the prayer corner. We're gonna say, okay, you know what? You need to go spend some time talking to God. I'm gonna have you go sit over here, and I want you to talk to God about your behavior. Have them sit in there and come back to them and say, okay, what did God share with you about your behavior? What are you going to do different? Okay, remember, if you don't follow through with what you said, I'm going to have to go get your mom and dad. So the fourth time is we got to get their mom and dad, okay, because we need to be able to have a safe environment, and an environment that all the other kids can learn. So if there's a student that is really being distracted, this is a fourth time you've had to take time out to redirect them, then we do need to get a parent involved. So then the parent can choose to sit in the classroom with us, with their kid, and take care of their kid, or they can bring the kid into the sanctuary with them. Okay, so that's the disciplinary plan. The other thing I wanted to show you guys here is our preschool vision. I have our little vision right up here that just reminds us, hey, we are here to show God's love, demonstrate God's love, His truth, and His empowerment, okay? And the other few things I added on here is every week we want to pray for each kid. So when we're doing our prayer time, pray for them. As they're playing, just pray for them, even in your head. Just be making sure that you're spending time in your head during free time, just praying for your kids. And the other thing we want to make sure is we want to make sure that we verbally affirm, encourage, speak words of life to each child at least 3 times. Okay, during the service. Good job. Oh, you really have a heart after God. You're worshiping so well. Wow, you have a good memory. Look, you share. Oh, you care about others. Great job. Okay, those are things. We just want to make sure that we're building these children up. And the last thing, when parents come to pick up, we want the parents just to be so blessed. We want them to be encouraged. We want to help lift them up. Being a parent's a hard job. So if they come to pick up their kid and you say, well, Susie did this, and Susie did this, and Susie did this, they're just going to feel completely drained. If the kid did have some behavior issues and you redirected them and they listened, that's already taken care of. Now, the only time we really need to pull a parent aside is if they had really severe issues and we need to have a parent come in and help us because we're not able to help that child have a good class, okay? But otherwise, when the parent comes in, we just want to be like, Sally, your mom's here. Sally did so good during worship today. She really has a heart after God. Okay, or something that child did good. Sally played really nice today with others, okay? We just want to make sure that parents are feeling encouraged. Remember, parents only get 2 times. We get 2 opportunities to make an impression on our parents, when they drop off and when they pick up. So those are the only 2 times the parents really get an eye into what's going on in here. So we want to make sure that the parents see a welcoming environment, a clean environment. That's one reason at the end we don't want to pull out all the toys. If it's all disarrayed in here, it stresses parents out. So just having a few different activities, things in order, and even if we can have kids at the table waiting for their parents, that's even better. But I know check-in, check-out can be a little stressful at times, so that might not work. So anyways, I hope all this helps you. I think the last thing I just want to share with you guys is one thing we're going to try to encourage parents to do is make sure that second service is not dropping off kids until first service is picked up. So if you have a parent that comes to bring a kid in, just say, oh, I'm sorry, first service is still in session. can you please wait? For the safety of all the kids, can you please wait to drop your child off until first service is picked up, okay? So that will just help the transition. That'll help first service be able to get their kids, and it helps the kids in the classroom, because if kids are coming in and out, it builds up their anxiety, and they're waiting for their parent all of a sudden. And the nice peaceful atmosphere that you had in here all of a sudden is changing. It's energetic. Kids are nervous. Kids are waiting. Kids are, all that jazz. So I will have signs on the outside of the door. So if you guys want to shut your classroom door once you begin, and you don't open it until first service is over, and there's going to be a sign that just says, please wait to drop off second service children until first service is over. Okay, all right. I am so excited. I'm so blessed by all of you volunteers. I just am so excited to equip you guys to help be the ministers of God that He's called you to be. And please reach out if you have questions, you don't understand something, or something's not working well. I need to know. All right. Bless you guys. Bye.